Hi, my name is Christy Valentine, and I am doing the module for interactive gaming. Um, so, the first question that I asked was, what are your thoughts on gamification of education? And are games used to teach students content, or are they simply a way to entertain? So, I think gamification is actually a really exciting thing to be introduced into our society today. It's not something that was necessarily available to us, even 10 years ago to an extent, because now it's more like with technology and adding, different types of like iPads or clickers into our environments that, have just gotten really big in the recent years. So I think it's actually a really, really exciting, really, really cool tool that I would definitely want to utilize as a future teacher and that I think would be super helpful to help students learn. I don't think it's just a way to entertain. I think it is entertaining for students who are trying to learn. I think it's a lot more engaging for students who are trying to learn. I think it makes it fun for students who are trying to learn. I think there's a lot more positives about adding games into learning because whenever a student goes to class and it's just mundane lecture style learning, a lot of students fall or lag behind because they're not able to engage and kind of take in the information because it's just so boring and bland. And even like someone like me, I have a lot of issues learning in lecture style classrooms. So I think adding in like technologies or gamification, as what they say, is a way to make classrooms really, really engaging, lessons really, really engaging. For example, the game that was even made in the module, the Jeopardy game, I think even whenever I was younger, we used Jeopardy to learn. It wasn't through like interactive technology, but it was on the board. The teacher would write a list of questions or whatever. And I think just like students in general have a competitive nature most of the time, and it just kind of gives a little bit of an incentive to want to learn the information. You want to win the game, so you have to know the information. I think being able to earn points or even be on teams and earn points is just a really exciting way to learn content. And it's not just bland memorization. It's not just the teacher sitting in front of a group of students and talking for 30 minutes straight. It adds a little bit of excitement. It is entertaining, but it's not just for entertainment. It's an actual legitimate way to gain content in a fun, engaging way. So I think gamification is great. I think it's exciting, and I think it'll be used and utilized even more within the future. Question number 2 is, what template did you use and what kind of interactive game did you develop? So actually, I really wanted to see if I could make one on my own without using a template, just by following the tutorial through the module. So I actually didn't use a template at all. I actually made the whole PowerPoint myself. I did a Jeopardy game, and I'm sure it's not as quality as some of the templates, but I really wanted to see if I could do it on my own. I made a table at the beginning. I had like 4 different choices, and then point 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it would take you to the question, and there was usually a bonus question, and then the answer. And so I know that on the thing it said certain grade levels, but I am really planning on working with kindergarten and first grade, so I wanted to see if I could do, because I work at a elementary school as of now, and I know the content that kindergartners have been working on this year, and so I made 4 different categories of things I know that the kindergartners at my school have been working on, and I thought it would be fun to maybe take it to one of the kindergarten teachers of the schools I work at and see how they enjoyed it, and see if it helped them, retain some knowledge, if they could remember some of the content that they had learned throughout the year. So I just really wanted to see if I can add some of the content from lower levels into gamification as well and not just upper levels. So I think I did a decent job at following the tutorial. I even added some sounds with the clicks, and I tried my best. I think that it worked out okay. I think that with practice it could look a lot better. Maybe in the future, as a future teacher, I could, add some more quality to it. But it wasn't too hard to do. I think using a template would even be even more, even easier to follow. So definitely user friendly. Didn't have many problems. It just was something new to me. So there was definitely a learning curve, if anything, but wasn't too difficult. And I think that having the knowledge of how to use PowerPoint in that way is going to be really helpful for my future as a teacher. And then the last question is, what are some examples of ways you could use interactive PowerPoint games in your future classroom? So just like I said before, I want to be a kindergarten teacher, so I really wanted to see if there was kindergarten content that I could use with gamification. So I did make a Jeopardy board for kindergarten content because I think it's important for not just older kids to have fun ways to engage in content, but younger children as well. I made it simple, but at the same time, they have to use their previous knowledge in order to answer the questions. I think that there's other games that can be used for interactive PowerPoint games. I think that within the templates, it listed a lot of different things that we could do. I know that there was, let me see. I had another one that I did, but I can't find it now. Well, anyways, there's a ton of different things that you could do, and I looked through them on the PowerPoint thing, but my computer's freezing. But yeah, there was like the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, which I thought was really cool. I know that just like adding points to any type of learning is just like a big incentive for students. I know that whenever I was, in elementary school, I always wanted to win, even if I was on a team. And so just having that little bit of an incentive for students, I just think makes engaging and learning content so much more interesting and fun. And especially putting it in a game format is, just adds to that even more. So overall, I think that gamification is beneficial for our students. I think it should be used in the classroom. I think that as I grow and learn about how to use PowerPoint in the educational setting, my work will become more quality. I think the templates are great to use too if that was a route I wanted to take. I hope that my homemade PowerPoint will suffice. I think I worked pretty hard on it and tried to add content that I really know that kindergartners have been working on and should have the knowledge of by the end of the year. So yeah, I think gamification is awesome. I think it should be used, and that's it. Thank you very much.